I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
Yep, you want your boy? Go pick him up. He's over here, on the fucking concrete where I left him.
On an individual level, we have to learn that they are vile.
Not worth calories.
And you're Gen Z, and you won't date me.
My email accounts are...
True international effort to pressure.
The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know.
Gentlemen, welcome. Please find a seat and relax. We have a lot to discuss. Welcome, one and all. I'm KC.
And I am DC.
And we are two goddamn gentlemen, bringing to you this and every week a celebration of all things painting Muhammad and probing rape questions. Head over to twogoddamngentlemen.com where you can see and vote on the Hall of Gentlemen. Find links to our Twitter, voicemail, YouTube, and Patreon, which gains you access into our live Discord during the show and to our Lady of the Night and a brand new podcast We Beat bonus episodes. DC, if you would please read back the minutes to last week's meeting.
Yeah, like you said, painting Muhammad, that is what it is, you know. You do it. Everybody's done it. It's nice to see a how-to every now and then. Everybody's just willy-nilly painting their Muhammads. It never looks like him, right? Never. But the probing rape questions, oh boy, that was really something else, like thinking back on that and thinking he really was genuinely that dumb, like asking those questions because his brain wanted to know that and it didn't tell his mouth, nah, but don't say it though, because you can't ask that. You can't ask a rape victim if it felt good.
You say you can't. You say you can't ask that, but it actually can be asked. Yeah, no, peeking behind the curtain of the podcast, DC and I were talking about the opening line there, and DC was like, "What are you gonna do with that? Because what the fuck was that guy famous for? Like, what the fuck? What did he do?"
I couldn't remember. I was like, "Was it video games? Is that racist for me to say that? Did he like create a math equation?" I have no idea why that guy was famous at all, but apparently it was Vine. So for no reason was he famous. It turns out, much like half of the people on our list, I feel like more and more.
That's probably true. Yeah, those guys. Last week, Steven Crowder, I thought was a joy. I'd heard of him before, but he made me laugh.
He's a funny guy.
And he led me directly to my gentleman tonight.
Yeah, he's like a less annoying Alex Jones, like way funnier.
Yeah,
but same ideas.
Yeah, Alex Jones isn't that funny, aside from when he's not trying to be funny.
Right. I mean, ironically, he's funny all the time, but
when he's yelling, which I guess is all the time, yeah, he's pretty.
But Steven Crowder's like Canadian American, so really, how much can you trust how right wing he is? You know,
he's trolling.
You can take the man out of Canada, KC, but you can't take the Canada out of the. Can you say the man? Are they allowed? Are you allowed to say that anymore? Are we
not in Canada? No.
God damn. So last week's episode avoided the ban hammer from YouTube, so we did it. We did it right.
Incredible, yeah.
So you can go watch that now as you're listening to this on youtube.com/2goddamngentlemen. Find all the episodes except 22.
That one ain't there. That one ain't there. The YouTube upload process every single week is it's like 99% processed, and I'm just sitting here going, that probably doesn't matter. Let's just go ahead and find out what happens after 1% more, because it's probably the end of this episode.
What did we do? Yeah, BitChute, you're right, chat. BitChute, we're looking into Vimeo. Vimeo's a real pain in the wallet, but we'll take a look into that.
And based on our research, it seems just as cucked as YouTube.
Based on, I glanced over their T's and C's, and it's all just fucking basically just giving you the Miranda rights right then and there. It's like, okay, thank you.
Straight off the bat. Well, at least they don't.
If you use this program, you have broken the law. But you can't go to court. It's going to be an arbitration. Thank you. Get in line behind the fucking Reddit idiots and their GameStop that they can only sell. Jesus, fuck. That just makes me so mad. And it's like right out in the open. Just completely
there
shameless,
are a lot of
out
gentlemen.
in the open.
A lot of gentlemen involved in that scenario that we're going to have
The
to cover.
Mets owner being one of them. Can we bring him in, like, now, current? Could that be a thing?
You know what? Instead of
Now that
bringing
he's
in
current?
Steve Cohen, because first off, when I nominated Jeff Wilpon, I did predict that Steve Cohen at some point would be featured. Like he's the Mets owner. Of course, he does nefarious things, and I mentioned a few of them when he was hired or when he bought the team, not hired. But I should actually let's give an honorary shout out to Mickey Callaway, former Mets GM. He's an honorary gentleman or former Mets manager. Came out this week that over the course of working for 3 different organizations, sent lewd and unwanted text messages to multiple females. So he fit right in with the Mets organization, and just a shout out to him as well, an honorary gentleman.
Again, like a different guy?
Oh, yeah, no, Jared Porter was the guy we featured a couple weeks ago, the current GM who's now been fired. Mickey Callaway was the manager they had before they hired Carlos Beltran, but it turned out that he never managed the game because he cheated with Houston, so they fired him after Mickey Callaway.
Okay, so all men right now, listening to me right now. So basically everybody who's listening to this podcast or watching, right? Let's be honest. Just think back on any time you may have sent like an unwanted or unsolicited text, and then you got like a lot of money or got real famous. Like how easy it would be for that person who you sent it to. Think of the least, like, the person you sent it to that has the least amount of love for you currently, right? That person that has your
tough there
penis.
at the end of your question.
Yeah, the person that has that picture of your penis, it's going out everywhere. You're getting fired. You're canceled, buddy. Penises need not apply in 2021.
That's true. That's
why I identify, as everybody knows, as a trans woman who is a lesbian, never having the surgery. Never having the surgery. That's what I identify as. So respect it, or I will argue your face to oblivion.
What a threat. DC, the Hall of Gentlemen. Where did our guys land?
I don't want to talk about it. Why don't you just give the top 3 now, and I'll just completely shut up because the voters are fucking idiots.
Casey's nominations for the Ultimate Gentleman now do populate the entirety of the top 3. Mel Gibson, however, no longer sits on the throne alone, as a meteoric rise by Victor Lustig has him at plus 16, tied with Mel Gibson.
Fucking Pollock Frankenstein, all of a sudden, just because you wanted him a gentleman, like, whatever. I guess I'm not likable. As
I thought
the
my
bottom
likability
3 are
left in
still
episode
mine.
22, but yeah, sure.
Well, you didn't quite take the title, and you hid the evidence. And YouTube's helping you. And YouTube's your accomplice.
That's true. I wrote YouTube a message like, hey, take a special look at this one. You know, make sure it's okay to be posted. Just take an extra peek. And then third on the list, still on the podium, King Henry VIII at a plus 14. It's beautiful.
And Brigham Young goes down for no reason. For no reason. And now he's sitting at 4th alone. Who cares?
It's beautiful. DC, why don't you take over for the bottom 3?
Yeah, why don't I? No changes except to score alone. It is still Jonathan Yaniv at negative 39, Maddox at negative 47, and now Tommy Tudor at negative 70. What a mess all
milestone.
3 of them are. What's that?
A new low for Tommy. He got into the 70 range now.
Yeah, so his score is steadily out-aging him. I don't know how old Tommy is, but I would imagine at least 92. At least.
He's probably like 41.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't taken care of himself at all. You know,
See, he's like a guy. He looks like here's the perfect description of Tommy Tudor. If you've never seen him, if you've never seen our YouTube videos, if you've only heard the podcast and you're like, Jesus, that guy has a weird voice. He does have a weird voice. He looks even weirder than what his voice portrays. If you would imagine like a 60-year-old man was standing in the middle of like Chernobyl one day, and it just blows up, right? And like the radiation catches up to him, but he gets the message at the last minute. So he runs away, but kind of melted like a little bit on the way out. But now his whole life he's just melted. Like that's what Tommy Tudor looks like, but also has like a weird reggae knit cap on his filthy lice-ridden head.
it's got to be caked into his hair at this point.
Has to be. Along
no
with
way.
layers of skin.
And animals.
And animal skin. Correct.
No, in live animals.
And live animals, feasting on both his and the dead animal skin. All right, Casey, enough about Tommy Tudor and how fucking terrible of a person he is. Some other notables. I misspoke. Brigham Young is not in fourth alone. Harry Vox shot up to fucking plus 13 from, I think, a plus 8 or a plus 7 or wherever he was at. It would be kind of surprising in any other given week, but I already had seen like 3 or 4 people angry at us on YouTube expressing their discontent in the comments. Huge Harry Vox fans, including, and Harry, I know you're listening because of my own sleuthing, actually, and I've come up with a conspiracy theory of my own, Casey. Would you like to hear it?
I would, but before you go, I just want to point out to everybody that shows up, like, defending... Well, there's not a lot of people that can be defended. But sure, Harry Vox, let's start with that one. He was nominated to be the ultimate gentleman.
That's exactly where I want him to be, right?
That's
it's
right.
Surprising, I guess, that he's more of a gentleman than, say...
We're not hating on anyone here.
Oh, I don't know. But he had some fans come, and here's my conspiracy theory. Gigi Margarita, who commented, is actually fucking Harry Vox, who just created some random burner because he Googles his own name like a lunatic. This person writes, 2 comments in a month? Gosh, dead boring show. No info, just trolling. I mean, it's both. There's some info. If you listen, you know, you'll catch some stuff here and there.
It's not always good info, but sometimes it is info.
Yeah. Lunatic laughing. Pathetic. Smiley face laughing with crying emoji. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
How do these clowns make a living? Oh, yeah. Fact checking. First of all, people do get paid to fact check. We don't. And I don't think we fact-checked anything that he said at all. I think it was just pure bullshit conjecture, right?
I can give a personal guarantee and stamp of approval on the fact that I haven't fact-checked anything yet.
Yeah. And then he goes, they are not even funny. I would rather cry. And then he puts, again, the 3 laughing, crying, smiley emojis. So very, very confusing from Harry. But I mean, we replied to that. Thanks for watching. Great observations.
It's true. Mostly right. Not for the right reasons, but mostly accurate.
Yeah. So you didn't fool me, Harry. But thank you for watching, and thank you now for listening. I imagine...
Welcome aboard.
I imagine that tinfoil hat gets very itchy. So thank you for joining us. Take it off. Grab a drink. Not your own piss, because that's probably what you drink, you crazy motherfucker.
I have one other gripe from the Hall of Gentlemen this week.
Oh, you got a gripe?
Yeah, I have a problem.
What happened?
The Pilgrims are now a -9.
They sure are. They sure are.
What
Dude,
the fuck?
You made it a thing. You made Lustig a thing, and now he's your number 1, and now the people are like, Pilgrims, let's go get them.
That's my punishment.
Let's go get them. Yeah.
All right. Well, that hurt my feelings. The Pilgrims should not be a -9 in the miscreant category, but...
Well, you brought in the Pilgrims the same week I brought in the Mongols. Like, objectively worse as a people, right? The Mongols. They're sitting at -8. They're 1 better than the Pilgrims. That's the funniest part of it.
Stupid. So dumb.
Just because one guy fucked a turkey. That's where you messed up. You brought in that turkey fucking story, and then, you got all these PETA activists or whoever else
Always
listening
one
to the
step
show.
too far.
Tommy also is, an enemy of PETA. They probably found our show through Tommy Tudor and his fingering dog buttholes or whatever. Whatever that guy's up to nowadays.
Whatever he's off doing.
Man. I still think about his rendition of Old Lang Syne all the time. It's the funniest thing.
We gotta bring that back. We gotta play that again.
Well, we gotta bring that one back. We have to introduce the national anthem fail from that trumpeter or whoever.
That might
That
be our
might
favorite
be one
clip.
of my-
That might be the clip that made us laugh the hardest ever. Of
I
us hanging out
couldn't
watching
stop
things.
listening to that. I think I made you play it on repeat like at least 10 times. It was that funny. And Tommy's Old Lang Syne just was so much worse because at least that kid failed on one note that was hard to hit. He just lost the entire song altogether, but kept going. Like, not the song at all for no reason.
He's just committed.
What are you doing?
Just keep going. You just gotta push through, man. Yeah, we'll have to play that next week. All right, we're gonna play both of those next week. Honoraries next week.
Oh shit, I love it. But that's basically it for the minutes. If you are not a goddamn gentleman or a gentleman, you're missing out. The bonus episode that we recorded last night was fucking hilarious, even though the podcast itself was not. Holy shit, 2 Gone Blondes. Casey, I think we need to do ourselves a favor and maybe next month we do 2 Gobby Blondes, because I did do a Google search and found a picture of them. And I don't know if the carpet matches the drapes, voice to face. You know, it might actually be worth doing.
I guess it could be. Although I don't know if there's any truth to it, but there was an old adage in radio that the hotter the girl's voice, the uglier the girl actually turned out to be.
Ooh, let's hope that's true. What do they say for the guys? Guys, it doesn't matter, right? Because rules
No, it
don't
doesn't
apply to
matter.
us like that. Beauty rules don't apply to us.
All guys are good looking.
Did you know they did a study and all women basically, like, they gave women a spectrum of men to look at and rate like a hot or not, right? Like 1 to 10 or whatever. The average score for men in general to them was like a 3.5. A fucking 3.5 for the spectrum of men. So they just hate us no matter what. I mean, it really doesn't matter. You got to read a book, just one book, and get it memorized and just talk about it all the time. Because the courting stage can be very, very short.
Dude, if I had to rate all men, it would be a higher score. Because my median for like a normal looking dude would be like a 4. Be like, yeah, that guy's fine. You know, a 4.
On principle alone, I would just hammer the 1 button over and over.
I'll
One
be
enter,
honest.
one enter, one enter, one enter, you know? No, I don't need that kind of aggravation.
But as a, what was it? You're a trans.
I am a trans, oh shit, what was it again? A trans woman who is a lesbian that will never have the surgery. And don't ask about it. Quit asking
Oh,
me
I
about
had a
surgery.
question, so I can't ask a
I
question.
did not have it and will not, and that does not define me. But it does explain my man spreading, okay? It does explain that, but it does not explain anything else about me. Also, my strength. It does explain my strength and my speed.
Yep. Your height, your build.
Those two. My height. Yeah.
All of it, yeah. There's a couple. I almost brought him in with honoraries, but I actually have so many honoraries tonight that I didn't. Rand Paul and Mitt
that's a good
Romney both had quotes this week that I listened to and went, "Oh, okay." And the comments of the caption of people posting the videos was like, "Mitt Romney confirms he's a transphobic," and I was like, "Oh shit, is that what he did?" Oh man. Because
Well, I mean,
it all sounded pretty normal to me.
yeah. And also, does he have to confirm that? I mean, you can just assume that.
That's true with Mitt Romney.
He's
You
an
could probably
he's an old white Mormon guy. I mean,
look at
you
the
have
picture.
to
Look at that
just
picture. Oh my god.
God,
That's
just
hilarious.
based off of what was posted
In the Discord, the picture of Mitt Romney with his shrunken face. I'm gonna put that on the video for everybody.
Please do. Please
Yeah.
do. Also, if you could, please, the Wolves Aren't Gay USA, which is now my favorite image of the show, which was born in Mike B's stupor, apparently, in the bonus episode last night. But it's the greatest image that's ever been created. And
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
that's it for the minutes. Casey, I cannot wait. I wore my pinkest tie in preparation for your gentleman today. I can't wait.
Yeah, so he made a silent appearance in one of your clips, or a couple of your clips last week, of Steven Crowder.
Yep.
And I thought, well, my God, it is time to nominate a true goddamn gentleman. I give you Milo Yiannopoulos. DC, this man is a goddamn gentleman.
I thought you were going to say he's gay as fuck.
Well, that's true too. He can be both. And we're gonna go through a few clips here. And we're gonna start with a gentleman is always polarizing, and no one is more polarizing than Milo.
Well, to say that Milo Yiannopoulos is controversial is certainly an understatement. The former Breitbart editor is known for making inflammatory statements on a regular basis. For example, among his hits.
Among his best hits, birth control makes women unattractive and crazy. And Muslims are allowed to get away with almost anything. Quotes from him. Earlier this year, he was scheduled to speak at UC Berkeley. Student protests got so out of control that the appearance was canceled.
DC.
No rebuttal at all. Like they say his statements, but they don't argue them at all.
No, they just move past it.
Isn't that terrible? Okay.
Anyway, coming up at 11. So DC, if you're new and you don't know who Milo is, let's learn.
You have your critics call you anti-Semitic, homosexual hating, white supremacist. Yet you've publicly said that you are a proud gay man. You have Jewish heritage, and you've just recently married your black boyfriend. Congratulations, by the way. Lots of people.
Thank you so much.
Lots of people want to label you.
Congratulations, by the way.
Tell us, what does Milo stand for?
Well, I'm a free speech activist, so sometimes I say outrageous and controversial things. Sometimes I'm a jokester and a trickster and a Loki-esque figure. The political left, the feminists and the social justice warriors and the leftist journalists don't like me very much and call me a variety of names because they find me difficult to categorize. They don't understand how a gay guy could have these opinions or whatever. I don't really fit into any box, so I represent sort of a threat to them because I'm persuasive and charismatic and have a huge fan base. They just really don't know how to deal with me.
Very modest as well, darling.
Also very humble, very humble.
As any gentleman is.
Yes.
So, DC, Milo is a professional troll to a degree.
Uh-huh.
But there's also lots of levels of truth or belief behind what he says.
Trolling is
him.
only good if there's truth. If there's no truth involved at all, it's rarely a good troll.
It's a good point.
Unless it's 100% not true, then it's the best troll. That'll really get him going.
So Milo came up as, eventually his notoriety became big when he was the editor at Breitbart News, which is obviously a big right-wing Steve Bannon. Is that his name? Steve Bannon owned conglomerate. So
is or was? Are they still around?
I think it's still around, but he's in jail, isn't he? Steve Bannon?
Oh, yeah, or facing charges.
Pretty sure, I know he got arrested at one point.
Yeah.
So Milo was his editor and started going around with all of his controversial opinions. And his opinions vary through many different subjects, all of which are hot button topics. And the two main ones are women and Muslims. And he is just a delight to listen to.
The two most Muslims and women, the two most authoritarian groups on the face of the planet Earth.
That's that's probably true. And let's move. Actually, that transitions us nicely into our next clip. Let's meet one of the other hosts of that Australian show we were just checking out for a minute there.
Milo, I'm a feminist, and I'm proud to be a feminist. And a lot of what you say.
That's okay. I'm sure they'll cure you soon.
No,
there's chemotherapy for that.
No.
What's so bad about that? He was looking out for her best medical interest.
That's
cure
exactly.
you. Didn't say they will disease you.
He said there's chemotherapy for that. She'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh God.
DC.
Yes.
Whether you agree with him or not, and if you don't, get your shit together. But his just complete not give a fuck attitude when speaking is enviable to a degree that I actually can't describe well enough.
Okay.
Like, it's just doesn't fucking care. So, I titled this next clip, Journalism.
It's only journalists. It's only journalists who think that my position on this is undermined by my language here. Everybody else loves it. It's only journalists because they're so earnest and high-minded and stuffy and pompous. No offense, I'm not talking about you, but other journalists who say this stuff, you know. We're just getting to know one another, so I don't know what you think. But other journalists who say this stuff, you know, they're sort of, you can't possibly use this language, blah, blah, blah. You know, give me a break. If I want to say that feminists are fat and ugly, which, by the way, most of them are, then I will. You know, if at the same time.
I like, see, you have to give them, you can't give them an out. You have to say all. You have to say all feminists. He was being polite in present company because she had just said she was a feminist. I would have liked him to stay with the all, because then it really hits all of them. None of them have that out. None of them are like, oh, he said most. I'm not one of them. You are. You are one of them. He should not have said most. He should have said all and included you in that statement. But he was being polite, as a gentleman is. So I am voting for Milo as gentleman, I think.
Oh, of course.
Thus far.
One of my favorite George Carlin bits ever was talking about feminists, saying that aren't most feminist people you wouldn't want to fuck in the first place. So,
how do you think they became feminist?
That's right.
Okay,
that happens. So DC,
canceled.
Let's move to a different show away from Australia, and in this one they tackle another topic and basically Milo being the things that he says and like his Twitter before he was completely thrown off Twitter. Basically, his whole life is just going around being interviewed and asked why he said crazy shit, saying crazy shit in the interviews, and then doing more interviews. It's
brilliant.
It really is amazing. It really is. So, new show, and they're going to tackle a topic that surrounds him, which is he's a white supremacist. Because
a Jewish Nazi.
A Jewish Nazi. That's right, DC. He gets asked that question quite a bit, and he gets asked it here.
Well, I'm not just that. I'm a gay Jew with a black fiance. So attempting to crown me queen of this white supremacist movement is a bit of a stretch.
That's right. And he has even more to say about this, but this time to a heckler.
Oh, good.
Because you come here and you sort of under your breath almost, not as loudly as you said anything else, but under your breath you sort of said, oh, white supremacy, blah, blah, blah. You kind of wanted to get it under the radar, you wanted to say it without me having an opportunity to dispute it. Fuck you. How fucking dare you call me a white supremacist? The amount of black dick that's been in my mouth. It's really, I must be the most self-loathing white supremacist in the world.
Fucking brilliant.
He might be, though. He might be the most self-loathing white supremacist in the world.
Let's go for some more crowd work, DC.
Sure.
Who would I sit with? Only Rosie O'Donnell. No. Who else do I like? No. In some states, that's bestiality, you know.
Zing. That's true. That is true.
This next one has a heckler. Once again, but this time, DC, I think this might be your favorite clip from anything I played tonight. It's something that, I realized, we don't get to see this enough. This is Heckler Takes the Wrong Turn.
Okay.
There is a basis in natural science, social science, and humanities for a lot of these issues. And if you understand the underpinnings, when feminists come to you talking about the patriarchy, you're not going to freak out and think it's some big conspiracy. You're going to understand what they mean. So I would encourage everyone in this class to sign up. And if you can't do that, go to my YouTube channel, bitch.ly.
Dude argued, he's like, listen, you don't understand what the patriarchy is. You got to take this college class. You'll understand it. This is what we're learning in the class. But if you don't take the class, head over to my YouTube channel.
I love it. Yeah, they boos him immediately. What a fucking socialist. A capitalist would have let him get that out and respected it. Like, yes.
Well, the crowd booed. Milo didn't boo. Milo's a gentleman.
Oh, I thought Milo was like, oh.
Well, he did. He cringed. He cringed.
Yeah.
Which it was. It was cringeworthy.
Yeah. Hey, You got to hustle. You got to hustle in this world, you know? And if you don't hustle, go to www.patreon.com/2goddamngentlemen and become a goddamn gentleman yourself. Then you'll be a hustler.
That's right. DC, couple more.
Please.
He goes on speaking engagements all the time, right? He had the huge tour, especially 2016, 17, that range. Protesters often show up, sometimes, as we learned before, even canceling events.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes not as many protesters show up. But Milo does follow your rule, ABCs. Always. Always, always be trolling. If you would, please read the sign.
Milo, I'm gay too. You do not represent the LGBTQ community.
Right.
With a rainbow and an equal sign where they are just... I have no idea why they are not... I have no idea why they're there. This is the worst sign I've ever seen in my life. Especially since the colors that he used, the same, highlight gay do not. So I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to do here.
So if you would
It's not
describe
great.
the crowd around him, if you could describe that too?
There's a lit window that is half the blinds are down, and then 4 windows behind him that all of basically the blinds are shut. And it's a nice brick house, probably nice and warm. There's a hedge behind him.
The people, DC, the other protesters.
Gripping loneliness, because he is the only person there.
All right, so let's... he's not going to be the only person outside for long.
What?
I bought you some water. Are you okay?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's up with you? You're the only person.
I'd rather not speak with you, thank you.
You'd rather not? Why? What does it
I'd rather
say?
not speak with you.
Milo, I'm gay too. Do not represent. Well, I've never said I did, darling. You're the only person here. You don't feel lonely? I don't think you must talk to me very much, but I'm going to leave you some water. You get tired, they'll come and they'll bring you in, all right? And come and enjoy the show with everybody else. You poor little angel.
Poor little angel.
Poor little angel. ABC, baby.
Always
be trolling.
I have one more clip, and it's actually not going to feature Milo. He is in the clip, but it's actually going to feature just a quick honorary gentleman to head into all my other honorary gentlemen for the night. Gavin McInnes makes an appearance as he makes a plea to Milo to stop being gay because it'll help him. And Gavin McInnes really comes in here nicely for an honorary gentleman.
Keep trying being a straight white male for a while.
You should try it. I don't know if you've seen tits, but they're everything great about bums, but a little bigger with nipples on them. And then vaginas are like assholes, but there's no shit in them. You should really just give it an afternoon. I think you'll be impressed.
Gavin McInnes is the man. I love that guy. He's so funny.
Man.
I disavow ever laughing at anything he ever did.
That's right.
He's a terrible man.
That's right. DC, Milo Yiannopoulos, I formally nominate.
Yeah, that was terrific.
He's great.
Yeah, who possibly could not have made the cut this week for you?
I have quite a few.
Yeah, it's been a week, actually.
DC, honorary number 1 for me. Actually involves quite a few gentlemen, and I would imagine some ladies.
Okay.
An 81-person orgy at a French warehouse was broken up by police last Friday for violating a coronavirus curfew.
My God.
Yes, that was the problem.
There were 81 people in a warehouse. The OSHA regulations that they fucking... and they come down on coronavirus curfew. Jesus Christ. It's 1984. Just set the dates back. Just always 84.
So the sex party in Collision, about 20 miles outside of Paris, probably got that completely wrong, also featured booze, sound systems, and light installations according to anyone with a fucking brain, or The Independent, as it says here.
Nice.
The police responded to the party at 9 p.m., 3 hours after France's curfew, and first found 11 people out in the parking lot. Once authorities were able to legally enter the warehouse at 11, they discovered the orgy. Quote.
Hold on.
Yes.
Oh, because the curfew was at 11. So these fucking 11 people had to smoke probably. You know that was... Well, no, it was France. So that math is wrong. If there's 81 people, those were probably the 11 that didn't smoke, and they had to get out of the building.
To get fresh air.
to get some fresh air, and they were just stark-ass naked. So the cops were like, oh, this is unusual, but it is 10:45. I think we will sit out here until 11, and we can expect a lot of arrests. We will make our monthly quota.
Let's fast forward to 11:01, opening the warehouse door. Something smells terrible in here. Let us go.
Yeah, that's just the brie on the table that they have set up for the ones that need a breather. Oh my God, 81 people.
Oh yeah, this is
that has to stink so bad. In France, 81 French people. Oh, they were probably all
in a warehouse.
They were probably all 39 years old.
Every single one of them?
Everyone, 39. Just imagine how terrible that would be.
My favorite quote from this story, DC, quote, the event was in breach of the curfew, and there were also problems with masks and social distancing, an investigator said.
Yeah.
We know.
We know that. Can you imagine, like, somebody at the orgy with a mask, though?
Wrong mask? Like a mask, like a
ball
decorative
gag.
one?
Yeah, like a ball gag. Like, that doesn't count, sir. It can get in the sides of your lips.
It had to have been nice, though, because the cops walk in, like 30 people are already handcuffed. It's like, this is perfect.
Yeah, and these four have already beaten each other senseless. We don't even need to touch them. This is great.
All right, DC, my second honorary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read a headline to you, and I want you to tell me what you think happened.
Okay, I love this.
Man in giant penis costume ejaculates on street.
I think there was a man who was dressed up in a giant penis costume for like an Adam and Eve. Shit, no, that doesn't make sense. A giant penis costume, what the fuck? I think there was a guy who escaped from like a Halloween party, and he was a huge penis because he really needed to jerk off, and he just jerked off into the street and then went back into the party. And someone ratted him out.
All right, well, we're going to actually find out because I have video. It's a very quick video. It's about 7 seconds, and it is silent, so you can feel free to let the audio listeners know what exactly man in giant penis costume ejaculates on street looks like.
What the fuck? That was great.
What was that, DC?
Oh, that was great.
It was a full body-sized costume, and he was spraying liquid out of the head.
Well, but here's the problem with this.
It was lip because it wasn't tall.
It was
too tall.
It was broken in half dick. Like
Yeah,
it
'cause
was
it was too
hard
tall.
going up and then hard going down.
Yeah.
But it moved like a weird snake. It was terrible. It was terrible. And it ran out of water after the first few sprays, so then it just looked pathetic. Like it was just like bobbing up and down. Yeah, chat. Seen that porn before. You're right. You are right. Oh, Casey, that was great. Do you have another?
Oh, I have. I'm not done there, DC. That one was in Australia.
Okay.
For my third honorary, let's stay in Australia. Let's go to Sydney.
Okay.
A
Let's do
naked
it.
fugitive hiding in trees above crocodile-infested waters has been discovered by a pair of gentlemen fishermen after spending days surviving on snails in swampy mangroves in Australia's far north. Kev Joyner and Cam Faust found the naked man, covered in mud and mosquito bites, calling for help on Sunday afternoon while fishing near Darwin, oddly enough, according to local media. We don't understand how he got there, Joyner told 9 News. We thought he might have had a bit of New Year's Eve, a big night after New Year's Eve, and done himself a mischief in the bush. The man was dehydrated, needed help pretty badly, so the pair took him aboard gave him a pair of shorts and a beer, and brought him back to town.
Hey, there you go.
Goddamn gentleman.
Just up that dehydration even more.
But once the man arrived at the hospital, police placed him under arrest for allegedly skipping bail on armed robbery and kidnapping offenses.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn it. His rescuer said he had told them that he became lost while walking in the woods, and they were surprised by his alleged crimes. I'm going to do my best Australian accent here because this Cam Faust is a gentleman and he deserves it. We were going to... No, that's Irish.
Oh,
well,
all yours are Irish.
Yeah, they're all
Australian?
Irish.
Well, what the fuck do you want him to say?
We were going to visit him in hospital.
We were going to visit him in the hospital.
And then we found that out, and we thought, we might give that one a miss.
Yeah. And we found that out. We thought, hey, we'll give that a miss.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Hey, we found out they weren't even mosquito bites. They were little kids. They're biting them to get out of to get out of there.
They fed him to the alligators.
And it wasn't mud either. I don't know where that fucking was from. That was from the England or from this Rolling Rock that I've been drinking, and not ginger ale, chat, as you so kindly had assumed. No, it is beer.
There you go. DC, honorary number 4 for me.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I have another video.
Okay.
And this video comes from some church's parish Zoom meeting.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. And what's happening here, because it happens fast, is apparently they're going to be picking a new council leader in this meeting. And the hierarchy of power is unclear to some, but we have a wild gentleman that appears to put everybody back in line.
Okay.
You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all.
She's just kicked him out. No, she's kicked him out. Don't. She's kicked him out. Don't.
This is a meeting called by 2 councillors.
Illegally?
They now elect a chairman.
No, they can't because the vice chair's here. I take charge. Read the standing orders. Read them and understand them.
Yeah, God is nowhere in this picture, by the way. In their hierarchy of power, nowhere was God in this, surprisingly.
I don't know what happened to him. He left for that. I have one final in DC. That's right. 5 honoraries tonight.
God damn.
Pasadena, California. A maskless man was denied service at Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles, so he returned with a gun, authorities said. The man showed up at the back of the Pasadena restaurant, demanded all the chicken and waffles they could give him, and ran off. He remains at large. He didn't steal any money, only chicken and waffles. Give him his goddamn chicken and waffles without his mask on.
I'm gonna say that guy was white. I'm gonna be an optimist today. I'm gonna say that guy was white who did that.
How backwards is an armed robbery story nowadays where it starts with a maskless man was denied service? It's like, well, normally people are wearing the masks when they show up to steal things. But
seriously, dude, like I can't tell you how many times I go into an appointment where I catch myself in like the mirrored glass windows and stuff, and I've got this mask on and sunglasses. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, it doesn't matter how many cameras they have in here, they would never fucking find me.
It's easy to blend in now. It's
ridiculous.
It's a good thing.
Ridiculous.
All right, so he remains at large, and he remains a gentleman. There you go.
I'd agree. 5? Holy shit. I only have 1.
Well, I knew.
It's a good one.
So I had to work late tonight fact checking, as you know.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah.
Because I
had to put in my 8 hours.
I had to put in I had like 3 hours extra of fact checking to do after work today. So I knew that tonight I was gonna have no time for prep, and I also knew that I wasn't gonna have enough time to cut a lot of clips. So I knew my Milo stuff. I was only gonna have a handful of clips to bring in. So I had to bring it with the honoraries. I always gather up different news stories throughout the week and found a few more today. And yeah, so there you go.
Well, those are fantastic. Casey, I just have the one, but it does have a fantastic news story along with it. So I want to, indulge me here. Also, church-going Texas police chief put on leave after he's caught juggling triple life with wife and 2 mistresses.
God damn. Gentleman.
A gentleman, right? Jason Collier, who is on the board of a Christian organization, irrelevant, has allegedly kept 2 mistresses. Jason Collier, the police chief in Stinnett, Texas, is embroiled in a sex scandal so toxic he has been put on leave from his job pending an investigation into accusations against him by an apparent spurned lover. No shit. You have a wife and 2 mistresses, and you didn't think one of them was going to dime you out? Spoiler alert, it's your second favorite mistress. That's who did it. You fucking idiot. Now, outwardly, Jason Collier has lived an upstanding Christian life as the chief of police of a small town in the far north of Texas. So he's basically an Oklahoman, which you can expect this kind of behavior from. And as a board member of Our Brother's Keeper, a Texas-based religious organization, along with his wife, Opal Collier.
and his mistresses, Helga and Gertrude. What was his last name? Because it's the same.
Collier.
Collier, yeah.
Or Collier, if you're an asshole, which he might be. But according to accusations levied at him in a recent Facebook post, that's how I hope I'm never taken down. I hope a Facebook post doesn't take me down. That would be terrible. Post from his alleged mistress. Behind all his upstanding citizen facade was a man living in a life of shocking sin. It's not shocking.
No,
a man has 2 mistresses.
at all.
Nobody's shocked by that. Unless if you see the guy. It is kind of surprising. I'll put this up to the camera. I don't know how well it's going to translate. But that is Jason Collier. He's an ugly, ugly motherfucker. We'll post. Maybe I'll post it on the. I'm not going to post shit. He's an ugly motherfucker who had a wife and 2 mistresses, one of whom, if you'll excuse me, everybody, I'm just going to do a quick reset there. Get that yellow out of my complexion.
I wasn't going to say anything.
My phone like a jackass up to the camera.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to let you be just a banana the rest of the episode.
And I appreciate that because it's important to humble yourself every now and then when you're shitting on people relentlessly. It really does do a lot for the ego. Now, Collier, a 21-year veteran of law enforcement, has not one but 2 mistresses, according to the wildly popular social media post by one of these women, Cecily Steinmetz.
These are
terrible
awful
name.
These are the unsexiest names in history. Everyone in Texas, all of them.
Steinmetz.
What's
has
the guy's
claimed-
name again?
Jason Collier.
He's the hottest sounding of all the names so far.
So far.
Jason.
Opal Collier, not doing it for me.
Nope.
Steinmetz has claimed that Jason Collier has been 2-timing her, not only with his wife.
Well, that's not.
He's 2-timing me with his wife. What? That was a weird way to say that. Not only with his wife, having led his mistress to believe that his marriage had been annulled, we'll get back to that, but with a woman named Christy Schaefer. There we go.
All right,
Christy Schaefer.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Probably great body on Christy Schaefer. In the wake of the stunning accusations about Police Chief Jason Collier's triple life, 2 board members of Our Brother's Keeper have resigned. Uh-oh. They're like, I'm next. I'm out of here. I don't want... Oh no! I can't let them know about my concubines in this glamorous world of being a fucking pastor. I guess.
Now he's your.
What the fuck? Oh my god! So it remains unclear whether those individuals are indeed Collier and his wife. Apparently, there was a. So it's unclear whether the 2 individuals that have retired. Or resigned, rather, are indeed Collier and his wife. Probably. Probably. That's probably a good bet.
Probably only needed one of them to resign. Probably her.
He forged. This is a level of commitment to an affair that I cannot even wrap my head around. He forged annulment papers to show his girlfriend on the side that he wasn't really married, and then he's engaged to her later on.
He really was two-timing his mistress with his wife.
What
he
was
literally
his
was.
endgame?
He
Yeah.
literally was.
What was his end game?
Being a goddamn gentleman. This is amazing.
Being a goddamn gentleman, that's right. KC, that's my one and only honorary, but it leads perfectly into my gentleman of the week. His name is Jeremy Charles Dewitte.
Oh.
If you would for me, that first image is this lovely gentleman here. Look at him. What do you think, Casey? First impressions. Let's get him.
He looks like he would be wearing painter's pants and be buying 2 packs of cigarettes at the gas station.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Or when you're sitting at a stoplight, like next to like a hospital, he's beating a woman on the sidewalk across the street.
In orderly outfit.
With paint on it.
With paint on it. Dickie's orderly outfit. Jeremy Charles Dewitte was born February 10th, 1980 in Port Richey, Florida.
He looks like if Michael Rappaport actually saw a ghost when he was 4.
Yeah, it does. He does look like
and he
that.
lost all aspect of his fun, like his fun personality, and he was just scared all the time. That's what this, yeah.
It looks like Michael J. Fox's meth addict cousin.
It looks like Michael J. Fox drew him.
So Jeremy is a Florida man. He wanted nothing more from his childhood than to grow up and be a police officer. In May of 1998, so when Jeremy was 18, he pulls into a gas station, and the gas attendant recalls that there was flashing blue lights on his dashboard. So they thought, oh, this man is a cop. I'll turn the gas on for him. Jeremy comes in, tries to pay. His card is declined. And he says, oh, I forgot my company police credit card at home.
Okay.
So you better give me this gas right now. And he bullied the guy into giving him free gasoline, as a gentleman would.
Sure.
Fills up his car, drives off, arrested in June, the following month. They found him. Skip forward, 16. Math is terrible on these rolling rocks, I tell you. 6 years later, 24-year-old Jeremy Dewitte is.
I like how reading a number turned into math.
Well, because I tried to say 16 years later. It was only 6 years later.
Okay.
So, saved it. So, he decided he wanted to get it in, right? And he's going to go to an Orlando club, which, as we all know, are the most fun and safe places to be.
Not when he's there.
Jeremy goes in. What's that?
Not when he's there.
Not when he's there. That's correct. Because a girl who told him she was 18.
So
Casey,
was she 22?
At a nightclub.
Was she
at
22?
A nightclub.
She was lying. She was 30, wasn't she?
She was totally 30. No, a girl lies, tells him she's 18. How old is she really, Casey?
16.
We all know. 15. How do you fuck that up? Him, not you.
Oh.
You were right. You were right to assume that. But even in a nightclub, who the fuck is at the door? A 15-year-old got in? It's 21. That's like a 6-year fuck up. How Latino was this girl? So,
it's almost a third of her life off. She's like barely 2/3 of the way there.
So, long story short, he gets a 1-year prison sentence of lewd battery of a minor. KC.
Lewd battery? Did he hit her with his dick?
That's a good guess. That's a good guess. No, he did not. But KC, if you had to take a guess, what do you think lewd battery of a minor entails? I mean, it sounds bad right off the bat, right?
I mean, initially
It
I
sounds
literally got just dick slap on the cheek from lewd battery.
No, it turns out whenever your sexual organ penetrates or comes in contact with or merges with, I don't know what that means, the victim's anus, vagina, or mouth, or if the victim's sexual organ does that with your anus, vagina, or mouth. If any of those things happens, that is lewd battery, son, in Florida, and he got it.
Which one was it? Do we know?
I think it was his. So the victim's anus coming into contact with his sexual organ and or mouth. That would be my guess.
With his anus, actually.
Correct. He raped her anus with his anus. Think about that one. So
I only asked because you asked me which one I thought it was, so I had to find out.
So this motherfucker gets a year in prison and then 5 years parole as a registered sex offender, which he violates, and then has to go back to jail for 4 years.
He's not doing a good job.
Not doing a good job at life in general, right? But once he gets out, what possible job could he do at that point? You know, he's a felon.
He's already got the painter's pants, DC. I already know where this is going.
Wrong, Casey.
Damn it.
Be a pretend cop instead of all the other ex-felons who become real cops. For some reason, he decided to become a fake cop and escort funerals and hearses and, funeral home parties to the cemetery as a glorified agent of the law, which he loved to claim that he was an agent of the law. He had a crew of like-minded idiots who wanted to be cops and weren't. Uniforms that looked exactly like cop uniforms. They had like the cop motorcycle fairings on the front. They had like the boots, the color, the badge. Everything about these guys made them look like cops. The biggest assholes in the world. And KC, let's see what we have. Oh, yes. And after he became this fake cop, right, he was staying in a motel sometime for some reason, and his car was getting towed. So he's on the 6th floor, and he decides, I know what I'll do. I'll take this chair off the balcony, and I'll just chuck it down at this guy. Ends up getting assault charges for that, and we get this amazing video clip. If you would here, please. This is him earning his 1-star review on Airbnb for throwing their chair down at the tow truck guy. And his lies. Go ahead.
They certify federal agents. Well, then why is he acting like such a moron and just trying to make up shit? Apologize, do whatever you got to do so he doesn't press charges at this time. You're going to have to eat humble pie. And I'm doing this because you're an officer, am I correct? Yes, sir.
Oh, no.
Hey, you know what? I would have just gone with it at that point, too. If I'm in handcuffs and I had told these cops that I was a cop, too, and they're like, yeah, that's why we're doing this, sir. You're an officer, right? Yes. Yes, I am. What are you going to say? No, I'm not. I lied. I actually am impersonating an officer of the law. Can you add that to my bill, please? No. You're just going to say, yes, I am.
And he looks just like anybody can be a cop, right? There's like fat cops, short cops, women cops. Anybody not capable of being a cop can be a cop. So, like, you look at this guy, it's like, sure. Why can't he be a cop?
Sure, why can't he be? Dude, there were times where he would get off his little motorcycle and just start directing traffic in front of other cops. And cops would be like, wait, what the fuck? There was a undercover cop who stopped and asked him what the fuck he was doing when he was directing traffic. He's like, this guy isn't one of us. Like, who the fuck? Like, there's like 100 cops in a precinct, right? In a like big town, you would think.
Mhm.
Like in a big city, big town. There's like 100 cops in a department or something like that. You're gonna know everybody, every single fucking one of them. So this jackass is just directing traffic in the middle of the street, and this off-duty cop comes over and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Move it along." He like gives the guy attitude because he doesn't know he's a cop, and the guy's like, "Yeah, well, I'm a cop, and you're doing something illegal." He's like, "Yeah, well, move it along out of my fucking out of my parade or whatever the fuck he was calling it." He's like, "Get out of my oh fuck, escort." He's like, "Get the fuck out of my escort, fuck boy," and like tells the cop to get out of the fucking way. Cop calls 911 on him and he gets picked up. He's been arrested for this like 15 times for impersonating officers of the law. Here's a little self-incriminating evidence that he provided because, like cops, he decided to wear a video camera that also, like cops, records their crimes being committed in broad daylight.
God damn it.
It just doesn't end well for him. So go ahead and play.
Hi! How are you today? I'm good, how are you? Are you a cop? Don't worry about what I am, because I'm a state agent, so what you need to do is make sure you're doing the right thing, fuck boy. He's with that bullshit, but he ain't about that life. Come on, let's go, bitch! Get out your fucking car, let's go! Let's go, come on! Fuck boy, get out! I'm calling you out, bitch! Come on, follow me,
He just went by a cop car.
Such a piece of shit. Pull over! Pull over! Oh, fuck what you don't understand! Pull forward now! Pull forward now!
What the fuck is he doing?
Lost my new credit card.
What a piece of shit.
Oh my god.
He carries a badge in his wallet.
Oh, he's delightful, actually. I like him.
Now, Casey, you may have noticed that last guy he was telling to pull over, and the guy was just like, "Oh, what the fuck? I didn't do anything wrong, right?" So I think you could relate with this guy who was in the Nissan. His name actually is Kevin. So on February 16th, 2018, not too long ago, just about 2 years ago, Jeremy Dewitte and 5 Metro State Special Services, which is the name of his escort company, employees conducted a funeral escort. A victim named Kevin was in a silver Nissan pickup truck as so it wasn't this guy, but same situation, was in his pickup truck as Jeremy Dewitte directed traffic. Kevin immediately asked Jeremy Dewitte if he was law enforcement. Dewitte responded, "Are you okay?" Kevin asked again, and Jeremy Dewitte refused to answer. Kevin stated he wasn't stopping for Jeremy Dewitte if he wasn't a police officer. Dewitte made several attempts to command Kevin to stop. Kevin asked for the name of the police agency Jeremy Dewitte worked for, and he also asked for Dewitte to write him a ticket. Kevin claimed as he drove away, Jeremy Dewitte screamed expletives. Kevin also claimed Dewitte repeatedly placed his right hand on his handgun in a threatening manner.
Jesus Christ. So wait, he's got a gun too?
He's got a gun. Okay, so here's the undercover cop story. In September 2019, so this was even more recent, Deputy Todd Mahoney, or Money, whatever, stated a black and white Chevy Tahoe was blocking the right lane with flashing amber and purple strobe lights activated. Jeremy Dewitte exited the vehicle and began to direct traffic, according to an affidavit. Deputy Money believed Jeremy Dewitte was a police officer because of his actions and apparel, so he almost got away with it. Money claimed Jeremy Dewitte directed traffic with voice commands and hand signals. Dewitte was waving motorists through the intersection, and he raised hands and commanded Deputy Money to stop his vehicle. Jeremy Dewitte allegedly slapped the front hood of the deputy's truck and put his right hand on his gun holster in a threatening manner.
This guy's fucking lunatic, dude.
Oh, man, this guy's the best. So, Casey, he gets in a little bit of trouble for all his shenanigans, and then he tries to extort his mother and the family for cash. I mean, a gentleman always gives it straight, even if it's to their mother. Go ahead and play the next one.
I don't care what you do. I don't care if you ever want to see me again as your son. But you better get the family together, and you better get a bunch of money. Mom, this isn't right. And
Okay, and Jeremy, stop. Take a deep breath. Okay.
I need you to get the family together and get me
What
money.
family are you talking about?
And fucking forget it.
That went nowhere, Jeremy.
That went great. I'm sure you're a gem at Thanksgiving, Jeremy. Thank you for that. Casey, in addition to all his cop shenanigans, a gentleman above all really appreciates valor. Go ahead and play the next one for me, if you would.
What department did you work at? You said you were a
I was
police?
an Oviedo police officer.
Oh, Orlando. Wow,
Yeah, Oviedo.
okay.
Then I did the Army. I was young and dumb and I wanted action, so I joined the Army, was a Ranger, and then I went SF, and then my parachute didn't work right, my back got hurt, my brother got killed.
Oh, yeah, he was in the Army as a Ranger. Nope.
Just
Not
making
a day.
so
He
much
wasn't-
shit up.
He wasn't even in the National Guard, but he was a Green Beret whose parachute fucked up and now his back hurts, so that's why he's not in the Army.
Yeah, DC
Also, he said he's been deployed for 14 years while he was in the Army for 12.
I promise you didn't have to tell any of us that he was not in the Army. We all knew.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Like, as soon as he started talking, I was like, I want to count the lies. Come on.
So, military folk, as you can imagine, got real pissed off that this guy was claiming
They don't like
valor that was
that's
not his.
that stolen valor thing. They're not a fan.
Not a fan, but a gentleman always plays it smooth under pressure when he gets caught. Go ahead and play the next one.
Sounds like a plan, yes, sir.
Now, shooting shit just for the hell of it. What branch of the military were you in?
Army.
Army? So was I. Where were you stationed?
I was Benning and then I was Bragg. I was originally a Ranger, 3rd Battalion out of Benning, and then I was 3rd Group out of Bragg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you. What
All
did
right.
you do?
I was I had a lot of MOSs. I was 31B20, which was communications, and then I was 16F Foxtrot, which was the M42 Duster. That's why I wear the hearing aids. I was on that more than anything.
Huh. Yeah, that was.
He doesn't know what to say.
Definitely, probably different times.
You're neither an officer nor a gentleman.
Jeremy Dewitte.
Oh,
ladies
man.
and gentlemen. Now, Casey, Jeremy is a proud member of the Florida Sex Offenders Association.
Is he
And I
proud?
uploaded.
Did he tell you that?
uploaded. Yeah. They've got they've got a singing group. They're really popular. If you would for me, go ahead and play that video that I uploaded.
Oh, yeah,
just nice and special.
Okay.
I thought this was a nice little treat, a nice little capper for Jeremy Dewitte.
As a resident of Miami-Dade County, it is your right to know the names and likenesses of sex offenders living in your area. As a public service, we have created this videotape so that you and your friends and family can stay aware, stay safe, and maybe even have a little fun. Enjoy.
State of Florida has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you. We were bad, but now we're good. We're moving into your neighborhood. You know we're trying our best to be functioning members of society. We're not here to start no trouble. We're legally required to do the sex offender shuffle.
I'm Larry Arthauer, and I'll refrain from touching my neighbor's kids again.
What I did was not too kind, but I'm a nice guy, you'll come to find. I've got a backyard and a real nice pool. Y'all should come over for a barbecue. We can make some cold drinks in my blender, but do keep in mind that I'm a sex offender.
Vernon Douglas is my name. My battery arrest is what brought me fame. But there's much more to know about me. I love to dance and I love to ski. I zip and zoom on through the snow. Just strap on my boots and watch me go. But I can't ski until December. Till then I'm just a sex offender.
I'm Charles Dolan, dropping rhymes. I've been arrested 7 times. I know that sounds like a lot. 3 of those times were for vandalism. Feel real bad, I got caught. Might do it again, probably not. I'm not here to make pretenses. I'm here because of my sex offenses.
I'm Sam Pound, I'm number 1. Apologizing for what I've done. In case you were wondering what that was, I snuck into a bathroom and I eat no truffles. I'm just here to do the sex offender shuffle.
Hey everybody, I'm Laura Hughes, proving girls can do it too. And by it, I mean touch your cousin. Was it worth it? No, it wasn't. You won't find me in your child's playset, cause I gotta wear this ankle bracelet. I'm not here to go on a bender, I'm here because I'm a sex offender.
Last name Bermholt, first name Mark. I'm moving in somewhere on your block. Not in a house, but in a van. If you need me to move it, I sure can. The last thing I want is any trouble. I've learned my lesson from the sex offender shuffle.
I'm the one they call Arthur Chase. They said I didn't have to show my face. My first trial ended in a hung jury. If I'm found guilty, they'll unblur me. I'm not the necrophiliac Arthur Chase. That's a different Arthur Chase. I'm not here to be my own defender. I'm here because I'm possibly a sex offender.
Okay, real quick, I'm not like these people. Okay, this is an extortion plot by my ex-wife, who's the only witness, and she's trying to take away my kids. And if I'm not here to pack my duffel, I'm just here to do the sex offender shuffle.
State of Florida has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you. We were bad, but now we're good. We're moving into your neighborhood. We're obliged to admit the crimes for which we were convicted. We're not here to start no trouble. We're legally required to do the sex offender shuffle.
Alright, you can cut it.
Oh my god. That was one of the funniest things I've ever watched.
To answer the chat, the video cut out on purpose. What he said, I snuck into a bathroom and the joke was that you don't know what he did. And then it came back in.
Who made this?
Sex offender. I don't know.
It's fucking
Miami-Dade County.
It's hilarious, though. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm not that Arthur Chase.
Not that Arthur Chase. That was a different Arthur Chase. KC, that is my gentleman of the week. It's been a fantastic couple of episodes in the last 2 days.
Tell everybody where they can find things.
Why don't you head over to www.twogoddamngentlemen.com. There you can find all of our episodes, all of the polls to vote these gentlemen up or down at your liking. Link to the voicemail, link to the Patreon. We don't have a Facebook. Fuck them. We don't have Instagram. We have individual Instagrams, right?
No, I don't have a show one. I just have my personal.
Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Go find us. Google us. We're very, very popular with the Googles.
Harry Vox loves us.
Harry Vox loves us, and his fans do too. Even the fans that are Harry Vox.
And even the ones that
like
weren't.
Gigi Margarita.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck.
That's beautiful. Well, our search for the ultimate gentleman, much like the sex offender shuffle, it will continue.
That's what you get for talking all that shit, you fucking asshole.
Wolves aren't gay, USA. Wolves aren't gay, USA.
So there you go. Isn't that a great story, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you guys for watching.
Bye.
Meeting adjourned.